Right, so today has been a pretty up and down day. In the morning, approached this girl. In the beginning, I feel like in the beginning was kind of awkward, and I feel like that maybe because it's in the morning that I wasn't in that mood yet, but I did anyway, and that's what matters. So right now, I'm going to analyze all my interactions according to the six core principles, which are intent, freedom from outcome, entitlement, calibration, self amusement, and congruence. So for the first interaction, I was not congruent completely, maybe about 80% ish. It's good, but not good enough. My intent wasn't. My intent was clear. I was there to chat. It was pretty obvious, and she opened up pretty quickly as well, and even invested in the conversation. However, my freedom from outcome, I wasn't completely free. A I was hoping to get validation from her in any way. Like just a positive reaction would brighten up my day a little, and that was pretty bad. And my calibration, it's good. Even though the beginning of the interaction didn't really go that well, because I calibrated, we got into a good vibe. Entitlement. No, I didn't really feel that entitled to her because I feel like with girls who are hot, judged I I'm judging them more positive than the other girls. What that means is I'm giving them more value than they actually have. Like I'm creating a story in my head which makes them more valuable than which makes them has more value than they maybe actually are. And that's one thing I really need to work on. So that's that in the morning. Then had to do a little public speaking during before lunch for my research project. I was feeling so nervous before that, even though you thought you'd be pretty relaxed after doing cold approach for 2 years. But no, it's a completely different thing. Public speaking is so different, even though it has the same principle as game, but it's different in the way in how you apply it. But anyway, that's that. Then in the afternoon, I wanted to go to the gym, but a part of me was thinking, if I go to the gym, does that mean I have to approach? Since I'm trying to make approaching as part of me, like talking to people, talking to girls, chatting up girls, is part of who I am. So I went to the gym. Did it anyway. And on the way to the gym, kind of like complimented a lady about her scarf. I mean, I think I was judging her as not cute enough, so it doesn't really worth me spending 2 minutes talking to her. But like, she was investing in the conversation, and I could have just chatted with her a bit more, but I think I was thinking that, okay, down my open, I'm done. You can go now. I don't need you now. That kind of thing, and that's bad because what that's reinforcing is that when I'm going to talk to the hot girls or the girls I want to get with, I'll be thinking the same thing, but I'll be thinking that these girls are judging me with the same thoughts. So maybe that could explain why why sometimes I eject from the interactions too quickly, because deep down thinking they wanted me to go, like now that I've given my compliment. So I think letting go of judgment will be very hard for me, but I'm gonna work on that very hard. For now, that's probably my biggest sticking point right now, and probably the reason why my results with hot girls are so inconsistent. Anyway, let me think. Oh yeah, and I was because I was trying to get into the mood of talking to everyone. So when I saw this girl walking towards me, and she has these huge boobs, I was like, I stop her, I make contact, and kind of like, hey, excuse me, you look very sexy. And she's like, no. Then she just left. At that moment, I didn't really feel any like tinge of rejection. It just feels funny. Like, what do you mean no? I think she knows that it's not true, even though I was pretty clear. Like, to me it feels true, but to her it feels untruthful in some way. Or you know what? This is what Tony Solo was talking about. When you're being truth, when you're saying your truth, stating your truth to the girl, some are it's gonna be you're gonna have a lot of impact. Some will be very glad you say that, you said what you wanted to say, and some will be a little put off by that, and that's what you want. That's part of stating your intent. So I guess her walking away was a good thing that happened to me, because what that means is that, you know, like saying how you feel is not the end of the world. Stating your intent, being clear in your intent, and being clear in your intent, and the girl not giving you the reaction you want is actually doesn't actually feel that bad when she walked away and I was being clear in my intent about what I want. It feels like, huh, okay. Well, that's that. Moving on. But then I feel like my ego was getting into me after that interaction. After that I went to the gym, had my workout for about an hour. Then I was walking home, and you know how your ego is always looking for negative experiences to reinforce its identity. So that's what I think it was doing. Because I saw this girl walking on the other side of the street. So I crossed the road and caught up to her. At that moment, I feel like I should have be more fast with my interaction. What that means is just be more precise. Like, see a girl, go there and talk to her. But I was walking behind her, and I was kind of intentionally walking slower, so maybe I don't have to talk to her. But in the end, I feel like, okay, gotta do this. So I walk up to her, and when I walk up next to her, we made eye contact, and I say hi, and she looked straight ahead and I could tell from the look of her face, she was like, I don't know this guy. What the fuck? What does she want? I took a few seconds to find my place of strength, which is the place where you should be when you're talking to girls. this place of strength is being the real you. So I kind of get into that feeling of be myself or quote unquote being real, and told her okay, and she laughed. And I just told her that I like how relaxed she was walking. And we started a conversation. Like, she just started asking me questions, and I was being genuinely interested in her. You know, that seeing the person behind the front they're putting on, or seeing the woman as who they actually are, instead of this judgment you put on them. Like, if this is an unattractive girl, it doesn't mean she doesn't have a amazing life or even an amazing person. It means nothing. That means nothing. Like, looks means nothing. Doesn't really mean shit. Even though as guys we put a lot of value on them. But if you think about it, it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, if a girl is good looking, sure, that's a plus. But you need to see them as the person that they are, which I think makes me more relaxed in the interaction. And by the way, that interaction was probably the best interaction for today, because I feel like I was joking around with her at ease, and I was just being genuine. And there were moments when I got into my head, but I quickly snapped out of it. Now, I ended that interaction rather early, because I didn't want to walk too far away from where I was going. But that was that. You know, I actually had no intention to go out with that girl, so it doesn't really matter. Which I think reinforces my freedom from outcome. Like, I need to carry that kind of freedom from outcome when I'm talking to girls. But the funny thing is, right after that interaction, there was a hot girl walking past. And at that moment, that judgment sink into me. Like, I was thinking, oh shit, she's hot. What do I have to do to get her? Like, what do I have to do to get the validation? But this is the trap most of us fall into. Like, what do I have to do? The thing is, like Julian was saying, stop trying to do things to the girl. Just be happy. That's the main takeaway today. Be happy and stop trying to do things to the girl, and just be happy. And look past your judgment. Is she really that hot? I mean, who's that person behind the cute dress and the makeup? Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.